What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. And today we are reviewing Rocky 4. Now, Rocky 4, there was a director's cut that has none of the robot scenes, I'll tell you that. There's no robots. There's no robots in the director's cut anyway, but I'll tell you. Like, Rocky 4, like, I've seen so many people online, not online, but still, I've seen so many people criticize. The biggest, like, problem was that Rocky 4 had a robot, and that's why not many people liked it, even though that robot was only in, like, 2 or 3 scenes out of the whole movie. Plus, Rocky 4 is by far the shortest of the franchise. Because listen, this is also known of being the movie that killed Apollo Creed. Now, Apollo Creed, was originally a villain but essentially turned into basically an anti-hero, I would say. And honestly, man, this movie was made at a time when the Cold War was still going on, okay? Hold on one second. See? Ignore that, but I'll tell you. Is that, Rocky 4 was made at a time when the Cold War, was still going on. And that's probably one of the reasons why this movie has a Russian villain, probably. Because, as you know, the U.S. and Russia were at war at the time. But I'm not a political channel, okay? So I'm not going to get over to that, okay? We're not here to talk about channel. We're here to talk about, movies and other stuff that isn't, politics. But yeah, we don't talk about political stuff in this channel, but I'll tell you, in my opinion, I feel like Rocky 4 is probably the most overhated, Rocky movie, or at least when it first came out. Now, people are starting to appreciate it now, but maybe back then, not really, but in my opinion, Rocky 4, in my personal opinion, is probably, once again, and by the way, the one thing I do hope is that, well, actually I did hope, but, is Rocky 4 is essentially, much like Rocky 3, a product of its time. This was made in, the mid-80s, okay? Because, listen, once again, the reason why I like Rocky 3 and 4 is because they have that 80s, feeling to them, alright? And you could just tell that it came out in the 80s. But now let's talk about the thing that you all wanted me, or at least I wanted to talk about, and that is Apollo Creed's death, or the death of Apollo Creed. Now, in my opinion, the moment where Apollo Creed decided, to fight Ivan was probably his most crucial mistake. And this will be a mistake that will cost him his life. Honestly, it was his overconfidence that, because if he didn't do this, he would have been still alive. But it literally was hinted throughout this whole movie that Ivan is using steroids. Now, trust me, this is sadly a common practice throughout sports. And this isn't just for boxing either. This is sports in general, where there have been scams in the past of, steroids. Because, listen, it's just, how about you actually, get exercise and do the work like the rest of us, man. But I'll tell you, in my opinion, I love Rocky 4. Now, the Death of Apollo Creed, the editing now, it's a little bit, I think the editing could have been better, but other than that, I think the Rocky Apollo's, like, I don't know why they decided to kill Apollo off, but the biggest common theme throughout Rockies 3 and 4, or at least, this is the one thing I started to notice throughout the Rocky sequels, is that he always loses something. And with Rocky 3, he lost his mentor. In Rocky 4, he lost his best friend, Apollo. And then in Rocky 5, he basically loses his career. It's starting to become a common theme, isn't it? In every single movie he's in, is that he always loses something. But I'll tell you, Rocky 4, in my opinion, because Ivan Drago, I think, is a pretty cool villain, I would say, but is also known as being the villain that kills Apollo Creed. That's basically one of the reasons why he's such, well, a big villain, is because he killed Apollo Creed. And that's because I like how this movie did a good job of making you somewhat hate him. But in real life, if this were to happen, which it has happened in the ring, the person that caused, the other wrestler to die, they most likely probably might be charged with manslaughter, potentially. But I'm not sure how it works. I don't know how it works, but hey. Anyways. Now, Rocky 4, man, because I love the part when Rocky goes, if you can change, then everybody can change, or something like that. And I like it, because, and overall, Rocky 4 overall was probably one of my favorite Rocky movies. Okay? And that's it. Rocky 4 came out in 1985 and also was a big success, but the reception was relatively mixed. The reviews weren't good, okay? But overall, for me, I like Rocky 4, okay? But I can't say the same about Rocky 5. Alright, so I want you guys to stay tuned for Rocky 5, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And peace.